What's up, everyone? Randy Orton Fan 2011, and I'm back once again for race number 14 of 24 in Season 1 of the NASCAR Pepsi Cup Series. Guys, we're here at the Great White North. We're here north of the border. We're here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada for the Rogers Communications 300. This track is actually 5.158 miles long, which is why you see the qualifying time's pretty high. But hey, that's how big this road course is. I'm not going to rush through the qualifying order. But I'm only gonna give out notables at this point. As you can see, I will give the top 10 at least. The 56 and the 84 of Nicole Sanchez and Alex Tanker respectively are in the front row. Nicole Sanchez does have her first pole of the season. In row 2, we have the 24 of Seth Cole and the 99 of Austin LaPlante. In row 3, we have the 18 of Justin Perry and 88 of Rachel Williams. In row 4, we have the 43 of Dylan Poteet and the 48 of Christopher Martin. And in row 5 are the 14 of Alexander Dawson and the 1 of Matthew McMurray. And a few more notables, the 8 of Trent Dunham, who is third in the points, is starting 12th. And the 61 of Aaron Williams is starting in 30th. So, as we get ready, let's get ready, guys, for some good old racing here in Toronto. And the pace car is pretty far ahead somehow. Well, I don't know, I don't get that. But it's going to be quite a long way to now the pace car is headed for the apron. And you see, this is one of the toughest tracks here on the NASCAR circuit. It will take quite a while to get a full lap around. It will take at least 2 minutes for a full lap to be completed. So that is just how big this road course is. It is over 5 miles. There will be only 7 laps in this road course since it is pretty huge. And I will consider lap 4 the halfway point. And as we wait for the green flag's in the air, and we're underway here at Toronto. You see them head into turn 1. The 56 Nicole Sanchez will lead them. And here's one of the more difficult parts of that track. That is a 90-degree turn, which is turn 2. And there you see the 84 of Alex Tanker just shot out of a cannon and takes the lead heading into turn 3 and 4. Guys, this is a very difficult road course in the NASCAR Pepsi Cup Series circuit. So this will be a true test for these drivers. As you see Alex Tanker heading to turn 5 or 6. I have no idea. I don't keep track of the turns here. He's got good form at this point, and all he's got to do is make sure he's in the right place at the right time at lap 7. Now, this is one of the more difficult parts of this racetrack. You got to go through that hairpin turn at about 50 miles per hour, and then another hairpin at about 70. But there you see Alex Tanker, pretty clean at this point. As we head into more turns, here's a bird's eye view of the track, as you can see. We're going to get back to our main camera. Can't quite see Tanker beneath those walls, but now he's going to come off the next turn. And he's going to come up with some speed into the next turn, and he's going to go up to about 170 here. This is one of the faster parts of the racetrack. As you can see where the cars are right now, that part right there is one of the faster parts of the racetrack heading into the tunnel. So now you see Tanker hit 200 miles per hour right before the bus stop chicane, like you see at Watkins Glen, except now you're making a left and a right. Those guys almost hit those cones. Boy, could Alex Tanker use a great finish here in this race. He is currently in near parts of the top 20 in points. As he leads the first lap, he will get 1 bonus point, and that's going to be huge with 3 races to go left in the regular season. Let's check out some action near the back of the pack. There you see the 47 of Jake Harrigs. Well, there might be something wrong with his car, as he is not truly up to speed at this point. There you see his lap time, 2:49.371. That is not a very good lap time here, even though he does reach about 200 coming into turn 1. Oh, we got a bit of a problem, and then there you see the 06 of Don LaPrade with a huge amount of damage on that front side. Before we go back live, let's try and check out what happened to him. Alright, there you see he's coming into turn 2. You see Don LaPrade in the 06 Ford Fusion coming into turn 2, and the 29 Joshua Perry just goes so slow. And then right about there, he makes contact with the 29 of Perry, and that's gonna give him a huge amount of damage, and he's gonna be and there you see he is heavily damaged, so he may not be able to last long enough in this race. Now let's take a look at the rest of our field. There's a 61 Aaron Williams, who recently lost the points lead coming into this race, and he's currently in the 28th position and cannot afford to lose any more spots in this championship chase. Check out some more drivers here around the field. Oh, looks like the one in Matthew McMurray has some damage on that front, on the hood, as it come across the fast part of the racetrack. McMurray's going to be passed on the inside by both the 16 of Dylan Young and the 81 of Luke Schaefer, and then the 6 of Peter London as they head into the bus stop chicane. But McMurray's got the advantage, and he's going to overcome Pichu London. And McMurray's in the grass, and he looks like he's going to come into pit road. So not a good start for this one team, who were 20th in the standings coming into this race, and that's going to be a huge hit for these guys. Take a look at more parts of the field. There is the 61 Aaron Williams making a pass on the inside of the 11 of Luke Walker. Gonna try and gain a spot. Oh, we got trouble! We got trouble on turn 2. Not sure if the yellow flag is gonna be out. We're gonna have to check by the pace car. The pace car is not giving any response, so no caution is out. There we see more of our guys in the field. There is our previous winner, the 5 of Alexandra Jones. She's currently in the 13th position. At least that's what I think. When many of these cars are looking for a great finish here. There's the 43 of Dylan Poteet. He's looking for yet another great finish after a decent finish at Indy and making it into the top 10 points, and he lacks a top 5 finish. He actually lacks a top 5 finish. So at least a top 10 here for Dylan Poteet in the 43. That might just solidify him more inside that top 10. There we see the 18 of Justin Perry he's having a great run, guys. He's having such a great run late in the regular season. He wants to be inside that top 20 and hopefully grab a wild card spot in the playoffs. There is our points leader, the 99 of Austin LaPlante, reaching 201 before heading into the bus stop chicane. And Austin LaPlante, our points leader, he is currently in 4th right now, so he could certainly use a good finish here. He could certainly use a good finish to extend his points lead over Aaron Williams, who currently is somewhere in the 20 position, is in the 20s in positions. And right, here's the cause of the caution that happened, that triggered the caution at lap 4. As you can see here, The 12 Connor Breton is going to have some brake problems, and then the 61 Aaron Williams, who's coming in with a full head of steam. Oh, a hard hit to Williams and Breton. Doesn't look they're going to have some heavy damage in this one. And the 61 Aaron Williams, yet another bad break. That is not what the 61 team wants to see. They have already lost a points lead in Indy, and they certainly don't want to take a and unfortunately they are going to take another big hit here in Toronto. So that is the cause for our first caution, and as you see there, the track was considered unsafe because the 61 was completely stopped on the track. So that is the cause for the first caution here at lap 4, and we will hopefully get to have a clean finish at this one. NASCAR has just notified the race officials that the pace car has not given the 1 to go yet, but we are at the final lap of this race, so we will not have any kind of a green-white checkered or a 1-lap shootout. So because of that simple wreck, we will not have any kind of shootout or green-white checkered in this one. And as you see the cars heading towards the start-finish line, there you see the checkered flag being held out. And the 84 of Alex Tanker, off the caution, is going to win the race. And we're waiting for an official ruling on the race results, and there we have it right now. Your winner of the Rogers Communications 300 is Alex Tanker. So after his first top 10 finish at Indy, he makes it up for a big win here at Toronto. And that's going to be huge for him in the points. My man with the great race names finally gets his first win of the season. And we'll cycle through the finishing order in this one. The 56 Nicole Sanchez comes up with her best finish of the season in second, and that's going to be huge for her if she wants a wild card. The 24 of Seth Cole rebounds well after the hard hit that he took in Indianapolis. He will finish third. Austin LaPlante will finish fourth. Another great run for him. He will probably extend his points lead. The 18 of Justin Perry with yet another great run, finishing fifth. He will probably be inside that top 20 after this race. The 88 of Rachel Williams will finish sixth. The 43 Dylan Poteet with another great run in seventh, and he might just stay inside that top 10 in points. And the 48 Christopher Martin finishes 8th, good run for him. The 14 Alexander Dawson, great run for him in 9th. And the 39 of Red Bell, that is your top 10. Then we go through 11th through 20th. That is the 8 of Trent Dunham, the 5 Alexander Jones, the 4 Carlos Martinez, the 25 Jake Cole, the 16 of Dylan Young, the 81 of Luke Schaefer, the 6 of Peter London, the 17 of Ashley Young, the 7 of Nick Guerra, and the 33 of Courtney Wilson. That is 11th through 20th. And as we go through the rest of the field, we go through the bottom half of the field. We have the 10 of Ryan Cooper, the 23 of Jeff Ellers, the 12 of Connor Breton, the 83 of Sam Medoskin, the 61 of Aaron Williams, the 31 of Trevor Thompson, the 9 of Charles Jackson, the 77 of Lisa Shears, the 36 of Nick Bergen, the 20 of Jake Rogers, the 91 of Adam Chambers, the 2 of Jack Richards, the 94 of Dougie Shears, the 11 of Luke Walker, the 42 of Jake Baskinger, the 47 of Jake Harrigs, then the 19 of Matthew Rodriguez, and the 29 of Joshua Perry. Those are the guys that finished the race, and then you see the bottom four who have been, who get DNFs for the season, who get DNFs for this race, actually, are the 26 of Andrea Jimenez, the 44 of Jacob Rodriguez, the 1 of Matthew McMurray, and the 06 of Don LaPrade. Those are the drivers who will get DNFs in this race. So, an interesting shootout in Toronto. Alex Tanker coming up with his first victory of the season, and that's going to be huge when it comes to the standings. So, a great race overall, and with there's only 2 more races left to go in the regular season. So now every position counts. Every position counts in this in the final 2 races of the regular season. So we say salutations from Toronto, and remember, there's only 2 more races left in the regular season, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, and good luck to the rest of the drivers still eligible for a chance at the playoffs. This race has been brought to you by Pepsi Max. 0 calories, maximum taste. Pepsi Max. Stay tuned for your standings. And that time, I didn't mess up. So as you take a look at our standings after the Rogers Communications 300, I changed the second row, as you can see. If you see a P before your name, that means you have clinched a playoff spot. If you see a W before your name, that means you have clinched at least a wild card spot. If you see an E next to your name, that means you have been eliminated from playoff contention. That's how it goes. A top 5 by Austin LaPlante extends his points lead by quite a bit. He now has a 38-point lead over Aaron Williams and a 49-point lead over Trent Dunham. So Aaron Williams at this point is the only person who can actually catch LaPlante in one race. Trent Dunham stays put in 3rd with a 11th place finish. Seth Cole stays in 4th, but now moves within 2 points of Dunham with a podium finish. Rachel Williams with a 6th place finish actually stays in 5th. Alex Jones with a 12th place finish stays in 6th. Luke Schaefer with a 16th place finish stays in 7th. He's now actually in a tie with Alexander Dawson, but the thing is that Luke Schaefer has 4 podium finishes versus Dawson, who has only 2. Dawson is still in 8th after a 9th place finish from the previous race. Dylan Poteet and Dylan Young finished 7th and 15th respectively, so they are still in 9th and 10th respectively. Remember, guys, these positions are where you want to be in after 2 more races, after 16 races, which is after the race at Richmond. So this is the place where you want to be after this amount of races. This is your safe haven. So hopefully you can get there. Now we take a look at 11th through 20th. Red Bell and Courtney Wilson have switched places. As you can see in the standings, Red Bell with a 10th place finish versus Courtney Wilson who had a 20th place finish. Red Bell now is in 11th, Courtney Wilson in 12th. Those are currently the automatic qualifying wildcard positions in this one. And then as we take a look at 13th through 20th, Christopher Martin, Alex Tanker, they stay put in 13th and 14th with some decent finishes. Nicole Sanchez moves up 2 spots into 15th with a 2nd place finish, her best finish of the season. Ashley Young and Trevor Thompson will move down a spot, both of them, as they finish outside the top 15. Justin Perry with a top 5 will move up 4 spots into 18th position. You see he is in a tie with Jake Cole, but Justin Perry does have a podium finish, so he currently has the tiebreaker. Jake Cole with a 14th place finish will stay put in 19th, and Jake Baskinger with a 35th place finish moves down 2 spots into 20th. As you can see now, I have updated the wild card standings at this point, and as you can see with the win by Alex Tanker, that puts him in position for a wild card spot. You can see Christopher Martin and Alex Tanker both have the first 2 wild cards because they both have wins. And for the 3rd wild card, you see that it is Nicole Sanchez who currently claims it. Both Sanchez and Justin Perry do have the same amount of podium finishes and top 5s, but the difference being his top 10s, which is because Nicole Sanchez has 4 versus Justin Perry, who only has 3. So that is the difference maker heading into the 15th race, which is going to be given out in a little bit. But as of now, Nicole Sanchez currently holds the wild card at this point. But remember, guys, there's still 2 more races to go in the regular season. Remember, guys, anything can happen at this point. Every position is critical, and guys, those standings are not going to be final until after 16 races for the playoffs. So remember, it's not over till it's over. Now we take a look at 21st through 30th in the standings. As you can see, Sam Oskin has moved up 2 spots into 21st. Matthew McMurray and Andrea Jimenez, with poor finishes in the bottom 5, have both moved down 2 spots outside the top 20 for Matthew McMurray at least, into 22nd and 23rd respectively. Then Connor Breton, Jack Richards, Luke Walker, Dougie Shears, Matthew Rodriguez, and Pichu London stay put in 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th respectively. As you can see, there's actually a tie between Luke Walker and Dougie Shears. However, Luke Walker holds a tiebreaker for more top 10s. And as you can see in 30th, Ryan Cooper currently holds that spot as he had a 21st place finish. He moves into the top 30. And remember, guys, there are still a few more races before the next cutoff race, which is the Happy Birthday NR 2002 500, NASCAR Racing 2002, whatever it is. And that is not until the first race of the playoffs. So we still have 2 more races before that race. So be ready for it. And just remember, it's the top 30. Just a reminder that if you are outside the top 20, then you are not eligible for a playoff spot. As you know of, Sam Oskin does have a win on his record, but at this time, if this regular season ended, then he would not be in the playoffs because he is not in the top 20. So as we get set for 2 more races left in the regular season, it's going to get a real interesting race for those looking to get into the top 20. And finally, we take a look at our bottom 12. As you can see, there are only 2 drivers who are in the bottom 12 at this point who are still eligible to make the playoffs. That is Joshua Perry and Charles Jackson at this point. Everybody else from Don LaPrade down is at this point mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. So that is pretty much it. Not much change in the standings here in the bottom 12. Except Charles Jackson did move up a spot with a decent finish. So basically he is still in playoff contention, but he has a very slim chance at actually making it unless he ends up winning the next 2 races and that he makes it into the top 20. But other than that, there's not much change here in the bottom 12. Nick Guerra, however, did move up a spot from a decent finish over Jacob Rodriguez, who basically who finished 40th and didn't get enough points. So basically, we now have 10 drivers who have been eliminated at this point. But remember, more drivers are going to be eliminated after the next race. So remember to hopefully you can get a good finish in those. And again, in the part-time driver standings, not much change. Well, nothing really has changed because none of these 5 drivers were actually in the race. So Willie Virtanen stays the points leader in the part-time driver standings at this point, followed by Paul Winterbottom, who's behind by 1 point. Then Soren Tahari behind by 3 points. And then it's Phil Jones and Monica Kowalski in 4th and 5th. Remember that the part-time driver with the most points at the end of Season 1 will become a full-time driver in Season 2. Of course, with 2 races to go in the regular season, everything is going to be more critical, which means every position is now very important at this point. So our next race is the Gatorade G-Series 500 at the Milwaukee Figure 8 Speedway. So guys, we're going back to the Midwest as we head towards Milwaukee for the second to last race in the regular season. So it's going to be a really interesting race as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. And remember, guys, if you want any updates on the series at any time, all you got to do is subscribe. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys, I'm out. I'll see you guys in Milwaukee.